New York, even with yet another staggering 24-hour toll. Governor Cuomo tonight cautious, but saying those numbers do appear to be reaching a plateau. And his warning tonight about what could change this. The rate of hospitalizations in New York inching down. We have reported on the toll on African Americans. In New York City, the alarming toll on the Latino community. And tonight, pregnancy and the virus. Inside a maternity ward where an expected mother tested positive, the emergency C-section. We are across the country tonight. In Maryland, they are warning cases are still spiking. The warnings in Michigan, in South Florida, what the governor there said about victims of this virus, drawing an immediate correction. And tonight, how and when will America reopen? What the president said late today about making that decision. And this evening, is part of that reopening dependent on testing for antibodies, looking to see if many Americans have been exposed to the virus and might have some immunity. Tonight, our team on the cutting edge of this, the experimental test, a simple pinprick, and what Dr. Fauci and the president said about this kind of testing today. As we ask, how will they get tens of millions of tests ready for Americans to give them some kind of reassurance before returning to work? Nearly 17 million Americans out of work, and the growing lines for food in California, Texas, Florida. Many struggling to get unemployment checks. And is there a new tool now for some to get them more quickly? And the urgent plea tonight from many church leaders about services this weekend. News tonight on British Prime Minister Boris Johnson, how serious his condition was. Amid news, he's now able to take a few steps before having to rest. And your money, the FBI out with a new warning tonight about widespread scams in this age of the virus. What you need to know.
This is ABC World News Tonight with David Muir.
Good evening, and we have made it through another week together. And tonight, even as the death toll continues to grow, another horrific 24 hours in New York alone, 777 lives lost in one day. There are still much needed signs tonight that the curve might be flattening. But the governor of New York is urging caution, and President Trump tonight on the decision on when and how to get America back to work, acknowledging, I know I've got to make the biggest decision of my life. Every night, of course, we bring you the numbers here. And this evening, the coronavirus has now taken the lives of more than 18,000 people in this country, more than 2,000 in the past 24 hours. In New York City, the difficult images tonight, the morgues are so full that they have now acknowledged they are burying unclaimed bodies on Hart Island at a much faster pace. There are glimmers of hope tonight. What we learned about patients in the ICU, more patients leaving than arriving in ICUs across New York. But elsewhere in the country tonight, the numbers are still surging. A temporary hospital opening up today in Boston's Convention Center, and an emotional Massachusetts Governor Charles Baker warning there are a very difficult couple of weeks ahead there. Kentucky tonight reporting its largest single-day increase in cases and in deaths. Texas Governor Greg Abbott saying we've not yet reached the peak. The long lines growing even longer tonight for food across this country. And what will it take to get America back open on the other side of this? Every night here, we've been reporting on testing for antibodies, immunity for Americans who might have been exposed to the virus and not know it. There is news on this tonight, and could Americans at some point be carrying some sort of proof that they have some sort of immunity from this virus? What Dr. Anthony Fauci said about that today. So we'll carefully get through it all again tonight, and we begin with ABC's Whit Johnson here in New York.
Tonight, inside these hard-hit ICUs, finally a promising sign. For the first time since the outbreak began in New York, more people leaving those intensive care units than going in. The rate of hospitalizations down.
As someone who searches for solace in all this grief, the leveling off of the number of lives lost is a somewhat hopeful sign.
The death toll slightly lower, but appearing to hold steady at a staggering loss. 777 people dying in the last 24 hours. Morgues filling so quickly, crews are now digging more space at Hart Island, the city's cemetery used to bury unclaimed bodies. The crisis also playing out in maternity wards. We were taken inside Maimonides Hospital in Brooklyn, the scare of a lifetime for Iris Nolasco. Diagnosed with COVID-19, 30 weeks pregnant, doctors ordering an emergency C-section.
I just prayed to God to protect my baby and the people that I had at home. I thought that I would die then.
Her next memory special but short-lived. The sound of her baby girl crying, but doctors immediately separating the two, taking the newborn away to the NICU to shield her from the virus.
The only way I've seen my baby is through a camera, and I was able to open it 24/7 and see how my baby's doing, breathing, smiling sometimes, yawning.
Iris connected to her daughter through a baby monitor only. Little Isabella Michelle, still in the hospital, but improving. Iris is now recovering at home, hoping their first official meeting is just days away.
I just hope that I'll be, able to hold her and then just protect her. Once this is over, I just want to spend every second with her and create that bond that we are missing now.
Tonight, as we've been reporting, a terrible toll on African Americans in this country. And in New York City, 34% of coronavirus deaths in the Latino community. For millions of Americans, life on hold. But the message, stay home and stay the course.
It's really about the encouraging signs that we see, but as encouraging as they are, we have not reached the peak.
But still an emergency in so many cities. Today, the Detroit Convention Center turned field hospital now treating COVID patients. The state now taking more drastic steps, banning travel between homes starting tomorrow.
Our most vulnerable citizens are dying in a helpless manner.
In Maryland, the governor warning there are tough days ahead.
We are ramping up the curve. This is going to be one of our most dangerous times ever this weekend and over the next week or so.
But in Florida, which was slower than other states to order restrictions, the governor considering reopening schools in May and saying this.
This particular pandemic is one where I don't think nationwide there's been a single fatality under 25. For whatever reason, it just doesn't seem to threaten, kids.
But the CDC saying at least 8 people under 24 have died in the U.S. States reporting 2 infants, 2 teenagers, and young adults among the victims, like 22-year-old Israel Sows, who died a short time after he and his wife welcomed a new baby. Tonight, the White House confirming the president is creating a task force focused on reopening the country, saying he'll announce early next week members of the medical and business communities will help decide how to move forward.
And I've got to make the biggest decision of my life. And I've only started thinking about that. I mean, I've made a lot of big decisions over my life. You understand that. This is by far the biggest decision of my life because I have to say, okay, let's go. This is what we're going to do.
But on the front lines, the battle continues to save lives. Right here yesterday, we met nurse Mary Kate Finero, working in the same Brooklyn ICU where her father, a physician, was being treated for COVID-19. She was caring for others, not him. Difficult for both.
Unfortunately, I was not ever able to go inside of his room because I didn't want to cross-contaminate between other COVID-19 patients and him, so I waved to him from outside of the glass.
Today, her dad, Dr. Richard Finero, is out of the hospital, and like so many healthcare workers, jumping back in the fight to beat this virus.
When you were in the ICU and you saw your daughter on the other side of the glass, was there ever a moment you wondered you might not make it?
I had many moments like that. In fact, at least 2 days worth. I just could not breathe. Quite frankly, I was frightened. But on top of that, to see my daughter at the same time was very difficult.
We are glad to see him back and well, and the fact that father and daughter watched each other through that glass, what a powerful thing. I do want to get back to what the president did say late today about what he acknowledged will be his most difficult decision about when and how to reopen this country. And the president was asked about reports of new federal projections looking at what would happen if stay-at-home orders were lifted after these 30 days.
David, those projections by federal agencies reported by the New York Times show there would be a dramatic spike in infections if those orders were lifted. President Trump saying he hadn't seen them, but he would listen to his medical experts and in the end make his own decision. David.
All right, Whit Johnson leading us off on a Friday night. Whit, thank you. And as many have said, one of the keys to reopening the country may be testing for antibodies to see if Americans have been exposed to the virus and if they might have some immunity. It would certainly offer some reassurance as families decide if it's safe to go back to work. Tonight, we're with the researchers with an experimental test checking for antibodies, a simple pinprick. But can the federal government, do they have the ability to get tens of millions of these tests ready and quickly? What they said about that today. Here's ABC's Kaylee Hartung tonight.
Tonight on the front lines of a key battle in the fight to get America back to work. A line of people in Northern California waiting for an antibody test to determine whether they've been exposed to the coronavirus without knowing it and may now be immune.
The key to reopening is going to be testing.
The antibody testing in California, part of a USC Stanford study, requires just a drop of blood, a simple pinprick. They say it costs about $10 and results are available in about 10 minutes.
$10, 10 minutes per test. And you are gathering incredibly valuable information.
We can do this on a very large scale if we want to.
The federal government has yet to deploy a nationwide test. New York State, the epicenter of the crisis, is developing its own, but they're only able to perform a few thousand tests a week.
It's not enough if you want to reopen on a meaningful scale and reopen quickly. We need an unprecedented mobilization where government can produce these tests in the millions.
Today, Governor Cuomo calling on President Trump to use the Defense Production Act to make private companies produce antibody tests. But today from the White House,
There's not a lot of issues with testing.
the president has downplayed the need for nationwide testing to diagnose COVID-19 or detect whether a person has had the virus and is now possibly immune.
We want to have it, and we're going to see if we have it. Do you need it? No. Is it a nice thing to do? Yes. We're talking about 325 million people, and that's not going to happen.
But Dr. Anthony Fauci says testing is key, and today announced the federal government is closing in on an antibody test.
Within a period of a week or so, we're going to have a rather large number of tests that are available.
President Trump now making this pledge.
We're confident that the production will scale up to tens of millions of tests very quickly.
A lot of eyes will be watching to see if that actually comes to fruition. And Kaylee with us tonight. The president, Dr. Fauci, were both asked today, Kaylee, whether Americans might one day have to carry some sort of proof that they have immunity from the virus.
Yeah, David, Dr. Fauci was asked if he could imagine that day when Americans would carry around a so-called certificate of immunity. He said it's possible. It's something they're discussing. He says we need to make sure we know the difference between who's still vulnerable to infection and who's not. David?
All right, Kaylee Hartung, who has recovered from coronavirus herself, and we're glad to see that, Kaylee. Thanks for reporting tonight. The staggering toll on families across this country, nearly 17 million Americans out of work, many in need of food, and tonight the urgent plea from many church leaders as we head into this Holy Weekend. Here's Steve Osunsami.
They have enough food here for 20,000 individuals.
The lines at food banks across the country are stretching forever. This one today in Los Angeles. These are the real people in the numbers. Some of the nearly 17 million Americans who just lost their jobs.
They don't know where the next meal is going to come from.
Here in San Antonio, they were lined up for free food before the sun rose, and this picture says everything.
I've had a long day. I've been here since Wednesday at 6 p.m.
Just try getting an unemployment check. Joanne Bullock in Miami says the websites aren't always working, so people in need are having to leave their homes and get in line.
I've been trying to do unemployment online, and I couldn't get through. But then I did get through, but then it blocked me out.
For Americans turning to God for help this Easter Sunday, they're being encouraged to stay home.
This is one time when I believe that, frankly, we are doing God's will by not going to church.
New York Cardinal Timothy Dolan agrees.
Continuing the life and presence and mercy and grace of Jesus, that goes on in some ways in an even more vigorous way than if the buildings were open.
But some of the faithful aren't listening. Authorities across the country are blaming a number of outbreaks on large gatherings at funerals and church services. In Kansas, a fight over the Lord. The governor canceled church services this Easter Sunday, and then lawmakers ordered them back on.
With a shockingly irresponsible decision that will put every Kansas life at risk.
One thing everyone, including the president, agrees on, it is time for prayer.
I'm a Christian. Heal our country. Let's get healed before we do this.
To get these stimulus checks out a lot faster, the Treasury is announcing a new web portal. If you're not required to file your income taxes, you can go to this web portal, enter your direct deposit information, and get this stimulus money a whole lot sooner.
David.
All right, Steve, let's hope it works. There is eye-opening news tonight on British Prime Minister Boris Johnson and how serious his condition was. James Longman from London.
Tonight, officials acknowledge Boris Johnson is only in an early stage of recovery. News that he's now been able to do short walks between periods of rest suggests how serious his condition was. A spokesman saying he waved to doctors and nurses as he was moved out of the ICU. But this morning, Johnson's father painting a grim picture.
To use that American expression, he almost took one for the team.
Saying his son is still not out of the woods. And not far from where Boris Johnson recovers, gratitude for health workers on the front line. But the British government will also be conscious of growing anger. 980 dead announced in the past 24 hours, higher even than Italy on its worst day. At the Vatican, the Pope leading the faithful into a very different Easter weekend, preaching this Good Friday in a near-empty St. Peter's Square. His prayers for strength and compassion now seem especially poignant. David, it's still too early to know when Boris Johnson will be out of this hospital, back in 10 Downing Street and leading this country out of the crisis. David?
James, thank you. When we come back, the FBI out with a warning about widespread scams in the U.S. and severe storms set to hit this Easter weekend.
If you have moderate to severe psoriasis, little things can become your big moment. That's why there's Otezla. Otezla is not a cream. It's a pill that treats plaque psoriasis differently. With Otezla, 75% clearer skin is achievable. Don't use if you're allergic to Otezla. It may cause severe diarrhea, nausea, or vomiting. Otezla is associated with an increased risk of depression. Tell your doctor if you have a history of depression or suicidal thoughts, or if these feelings develop. Some people taking Otezla reported weight loss. Your doctor should monitor your weight and may stop treatment. Upper respiratory tract infection and headache may occur. Tell your doctor about your medicines and if you're pregnant or planning to be. Otezla, show more of you.
While most of the world is being asked to stay inside, there are people out there giving it their all. So, to everyone who is helping keep us safe against COVID-19 day in and day out, all of us at Amgen say, thank you.
At Fisher Investments, we do things differently, and other money managers don't understand why.
Because our way works great for us.
But not for your clients. That's why we're a fiduciary, obligated to put clients first.
So what do you provide? Cookie-cutter portfolios?
Nope. We tailor portfolios to our clients' needs.
But you do sell investments that earn you high commissions, right?
We don't have those.
So what's in it for you?